guys, what can I get started for you today?
Bananas away, regular?
And I'll have the Rip Berry, but can I get vanilla oat milk? And I'll add spinach and ginger. And can I substitute the raspberries for strawberries? Also add the chia and hemp seed, and definitely have the power booster and the collagen booster. And can I get that blended twice?
Wow.
For Alicia, Custom Chaos? One of a kind.
You're one of a kind.
Booster Juice, freshly made your way.
The rock faces around Lake Tahoe are legendary. But this fall, new ones will emerge in the Tahoe Basin. Pullman, Mowat, Gushu, and more. November 4th through 9th, the Grand Slam of Curling's first ever event in the U.S. is coming to Lake Tahoe, where the greatest rock stars on earth unite for 6 days of incredible curling, celebrity appearances, and après curl parties you won't want to miss. Get your tickets at thegrandslamofcurling.com. Let's rock.
Good morning, everyone.
There he is.
Welcome once again to the continuing live coverage, day 2 the Saville Shootout, Curling Stadium Network. My name is Sean Joyce, joined, I believe, by Terry Corbin this morning.
You are, sir.
Just underway with women's action. Two teams have a chance to practice before the game starts and draw to the butt to determine who's got last rock here in the opening end of play.
I do like the fact that we got our rock counters up this morning. We had them last night as well. Makes it so much easier. This is Kayla Skrlik's lead, Jerry Lynn Ramsey, according to the names that I have in front of me. This one's taken off and it's going to knock it off the center line, which will have to be replaced. Taylor Reese Hansen's going to ask Kim Bonneau to play an intern around the center line guard.
Back with you now, Terry.
Okay, good to have you back. Hanging out there a little heavy too than what was called for.
Might be able to get both of these moving. One might be more important if she could get to the inside to get the roll under cover.
Yeah.
This is one of those ones where you got to be a little bit careful. If you got both of those shots in your mind, you ever hit this right on the nose, it actually goes back onto the red one.
Yeah, kind of got to get a shot in mind and.
Yeah, pick one. Yeah, that's a nice shot. Gets the roll under. It's only the second game I've had the chance to do so far. I did one on the men's, the one I did with you yesterday afternoon, Terry, and then, of course, this one. And I will say, for being September, nobody has been shy so far. Like the first end, we have had rocks in play.
Yes.
Nobody seems to have come here with the approach of, well, let's get a few ends under our belts before we really start to go for it.
We had our first game like that. I think it was our first game. The first rock went top 4 foot, and they exchanged seven times. They exchanged, the rocks in the house.
Well, that wasn't the first game I did. The first game I did was the McDonald game yesterday afternoon, and they threw the first one in the house, and the second rock of the end was a corner guard. You knew you were in. you knew what you were in for when that started. First end.
Was that the game that they scored 5 in the first?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a terrible way to start, but I mean, we used to always say when you gave up a big end, well, at least it happened in the first. Start doing the math, see if we got a chance.
Trying to get this one to curl over.
Yeah.
It's not going to get the freeze. It's a little strong as well. That ended up in what could have been a very bad spot. They might have been better off if they'd realized that they'd had the extra weight rather than trying to make it curl, just sweep it by everything. They've left a pocket.
Yes, sirree.
I'm not sure if she can be shot rock in the pocket. It'd be close. Not critical at this point in time to be shot. You get a rock right in that pocket, certainly to the inside of the one that was just thrown. Anything hitting the yellow is killing both reds. And it's a problem for Kayla Skrlik. This has got much tighter line.
Yeah, this is going to be on the guard.
Well, impossible to get to that pocket with a draw now. I'm not sure how she thinks she can draw there. The corner guard's in the way. Definitely have to throw it with move it weight. Be careful about the quiet. Here's the problem when you throw hack weight, because if you get too close to the nose of that yellow, it's going onto the red, which will go onto the yellow at the back. That's not bad, but you'd hate to stick that yellow fully in behind the guard. I'd be tempted to throw a little more weight here, make sure the yellow goes away. The setup of the reds in the middle isn't really good for you right now anyway.
Trying to carve this pretty.
Yeah, I don't know if she's touching the yellow. She's not.
No.
That's still probably better for her than it was. Bit of a dilemma now for Taylor Reese Hansen. She can't get to the to the pocket with a draw. She can't even get the inside of that red to try to double them. I think what she's looking at is the right call. It's just a question of how much weight do you throw. Do you think, Terry, like we saw a lot of curl on the ice on the sheet we had yesterday. Could she ever throw it with enough weight to move it and just get to the inside of that yellow? Yeah, that's what I'm looking at too, right? She could kind of Christmas tree the yellows.
Yeah.
And be sitting, boy, possibly second, third, and fourth, depending on the weight she throws.
It looked like she just called him back 4. I'd almost guess that she's trying to get to the nose of the, or as close to the nose as on the yellow one as she possibly can.
Yeah, you definitely want to get close to the nose. I'd love to cross it a hair.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is close.
She's just got enough weight to tap it to just a bit more than a freeze.
Yeah.
That's still not bad because it moved it far enough back that there's a double on the reds now. I would love to see it move a little farther, but...
Yeah. Yeah, Kayla's got to be careful here.
Well, and this time she certainly doesn't want to be anywhere near that face of that yellow. She's got to hit it thin enough. You touch the second yellow, you're putting it into the 2 reds. So she's trying to move this clean past the 3 rocks in the 4-foot.
Margaret Fleming has struggled, I mean, based on yesterday's game and the start of this one. Just seems to be having a little bit of difficulty getting a feel for things.
That's not bad. I mean, she couldn't have done much better. She had to clear the 3 stones behind it.
Taylor's looking at the double.
Yeah, she is. I'm not... Just because it's there doesn't necessarily mean it's the shot you should play, right?
Right.
Because the first red, I can't see it ever leaving the rings. There's just too much shrapnel at the back. And that yellow at the top of the 4-foot's going to be exposed.
Yep.
You could play the same shot again.
Yeah, you definitely could.
You tap the yellow just into the pocket, and then you're probably at least second shot.
Yeah, and if you don't hit it perfect, I mean, if you hit it on the high side, you probably roll in front of that.
Yeah, hard to get the shooter out, right? If you do that, yeah.
Ooh, she's calling a little up there.
Well, she popped it too. That's not going to help.
Yeah.
You can make both reds move if you're thin. Well, you got to get by the yellow guard first.
Wow.
That rock at the top of the 4-foot's still a problem for Kayla Skrlik.
Yep.
Looking at corner freezing to it, she's got to be really careful with that. Don't really see any safe way for her to move it either.
Neither do I, yeah. And this is kind of one of those ends where as many rocks that are in play there, I don't think really, one team has that huge advantage over the rock placements.
Yeah, no, Skrlik's sitting 2 right now, and they're in pretty good position, but the rock that, I mean, if we were earlier in the end, you definitely would say the rock that's in the best position is the yellow at the top of the board.
Yeah.
The only thing is she's only got 1 chance left to use it.
Yeah.
Kayla Skrlik with the hammer here in the first end. This is her first. And this one's getting tight to that line early, too. This might end up just as a guard.
Yeah, it is.
Now they're hoping it stops so they don't leave the double again. The way that curls, even with weight, I think she's left her enough to try it one more time.
Yeah.
You could throw it quieter if you want, but she doesn't want. She wants to throw a firm weight hit at it.
This is,
This is a tough shot. Now, we saw on her first one, she definitely had a set on her first stone. And if you look at where the broom is now, she's planning to set this one. Because if she just throws clean at the broom, she's not by the guard.
No, I know.
And a set, it's just, there's the danger with a spot like this that you could just see it track back all the way and go right by everything. She clipped the outside guard on the last one. Rushers were on it right away. Now, once it's past the guard, they might try to make it curl that last little bit.
Oh, nice shot. She leaves herself sitting one.
Yeah. Buried behind a staggered guard just at the top of the 4 foot. That rock we just said was in the best position is now sitting shot.
I don't recall having seen this Reese Hansen team play. They're from Victoria, BC. But this is my first look at this team.
I think all of the discussion there, and I've checked the YouTube feed. I know there's some of the on ice. There are mics on the cameras, so some of the viewers at home can hear a little bit of the action that's going on. We don't have that in our production feed, so I don't know if you can hear what the players are saying. But I think all the discussion there was just how much ice do we need to get to the 4 foot, or pardon me, the button. That looks tight, if anything. Like, that looks to me almost like room to split center. Well, if you're trying to split center, you're not getting by the yellow one. And they jumped it right away.
Pretty close. Real close.
Kayla Skrlik came into this game with a record of 2-0. I think probably pretty safe bet that if you win your third one, that should put you through to the playoffs. She's off to a good start with a nice draw in the first end. 1-0 for Skrlik. Reese Hansen will have last rock when we come back.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Ah, now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
The 2025-2026 Grand Slam of Curling schedule is out, with big events happening all over Canada, like the Masters heading to London in September, the Tour Challenge from Nisku this October, the Canadian Open from Saskatoon in December, and the Players' Championship from Steinbeck coming in January. Early bird weekend and full event passes on sale now at gsoctickets.com. Let's rock.
Live curling rocks. And this November, the best in the world are coming to Tahoe. Get your seats now at gsoctickets.com. But hurry, early bird pricing ends soon.
Second end just underway. The first stone of the end comes to the back of the forefoot. We'll take one.
If you want to win a world champion.
Well, we're taking a look at a shot on another sheet for some reason. Right. Thought we were going to see that nice draw on the last shot from Kayla Skrlik.
Yeah, that was good. Good throw, well judged.
First stone of this end slides to the back of the forefoot. They're going to throw up the corner guard. We're going to have some rocks in play again here. I was looking at the standings, Terry, a little bit between the ends. Just 2 women's games on this morning, but all of the women's teams came in having played 2 before the start of play this morning. And there are already 8 women's teams at 2-0. Now, this Reese Hansen team sits at 1-1. You almost get the feeling this is a must-win game for them.
Yes.
I mean, it's theoretically possible, in fact, likely, that 2-2 might get you a tiebreaker into the playoffs. But again, with 8 teams already sitting at 2-0, you don't want to count on that.
Yeah, and you would think that there's no like playoffs for tied. It's all going to be a shootout.
Yeah, because they're across pools. So you hate to rely on that draw to the button when there's so many potential ties involved.
Yeah.
I guess unless you've covered it every time, then you're maybe not as worried, but nice guard. Dead in line to the stone at the back. It's unfortunate that it did slide to the back of the forefoot. So,
yeah.
Chance for Juliana McKenzie now to try to come down, get the top of the forefoot around that guard. Not even critical necessarily that she gets all the way into the forefoot for shot rock. This is more important to stay in front of the tee line. You don't want to worry too much about getting full forefoot here. Certainly don't want to be deep. This is a long ways out there.
Look at that come across.
Nice job on the carve brushing just to get it back towards the guard, and they've got probably 3/4 under anyway.
Oh yeah.
Ashton Skrlik throws the second stones. He'll be asked to come down, sit on top of that yellow. Didn't see the indication. I don't imagine she wants to be red on the face. She's going to want to corner one side or the other.
She tapped like she wanted to freeze it.
Yeah, no doubt that she wants to freeze, but I don't imagine she wants to be dead lined up. She'd like corner, and just looking at that line, had she had the weight, she might have been able to get to the inside corner. Now, normally I'd say you have to play the intern here, except she's got a left-hander in the hack, so I think you have to play the out. Kim Bonneau, the second, looking for the out turn. They always have to throw a left-hander at me early in the season just to see if I'm paying attention. This is really curling on this side. You got to get by the guard. Not going to.
No.
And what kind of lineup did she leave on the two reds? That's probably good for Skrlik. Doesn't even have to play it yet.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, the intern draw is tough, but the yellow rolled over. It's a tight port now to make the intern draw the way that curls.
Yeah, I don't know if they could get through that port.
No. You know, if you had anything else, I'd love to leave this because what can like Reese Hansen can't do anything with it.
That's right.
She was indicating to play it with the intern. It looks more natural with the out to me.
Intern, yeah.
You got to get a sliver to the center line side. That just looks tight on the intern. I mean, it's there. It's not going to look good from the hacks. Geraldine Ramsey makes her way down. She throws the lead stones, but she's the vice on this team. I did see her point towards that yellow guard. I think that might be the discussion, is that it looks more natural to play the out turn at it. You play the intern, and Kayla's right. I mean, the intern should be accessible to make the shot. It just doesn't look as good from the hacks. The big screen is frozen, but the little one's still moving.
There we go. I was going to say, what? I mean, do something. Show us with your broom.
So it looks like they did switch to the out turn. They're going to throw it with some weight. I wondered if they weren't also discussing just playing it quieter, but because to hit the angle right to dead stuff the red, I'm not sure you're keeping your shooter right there with weight. Well, this, yeah, she set this too.
Yeah.
She's going to hit it. She will get to the inside. That was the danger in throwing that much weight. You rolled off. You lost the red. You still have shot at the back of the forefoot, but it's a chance for it should be Megan McGilvery, I think, in the hacks now. Nope. Kim Bonneau's got one left.
Yeah.
Chance for her to get in with that intern. A little trouble with the landing gear. We've seen a few rocks here ride straight. This one really curling.
Yeah.
She could get all the way in behind the red. I don't think there'd be a run back either. That red's overlapped just a little bit.
Yeah, I was just going to say, the sweeper touched that red rock. Go by.
So that yellow comes to rest. Second shot, but it's in a great position. Again, that stone at the back of the forefoot's, well, 2/3 open. Two-thirds open on ice, where if you throw hack weight at it, you can get the inside roll yet. It's not covered at all. It's in the back of the forefoot. Margot Fleming will look to come around and try to get something more or less right beside that yellow. Maybe tuck a piece around it. I think the only way she'd get dead buried, she'd probably have to be a little piece around that yellow stone in the top 8. And as the yellow was coming in, I mentioned we've seen some rocks run straight here. This one is one of those rocks. Might have been a little warm. Chips off the guard. She does sit first, third, and fourth. And where the shooter rolled to is not a bad spot. You can angle that onto the yellow. do you do about it, though?
Wow. Yeah, you want to get a little bit, take away a little bit of the control of this front of the house.
Yeah, that stone's pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
The shot she's looking at is not a gimme either.
No.
To play the little, to just try to split your opponent's stone and not leave something. That was the shot she looked at first. The problem with that is they're going to play the red onto the yellow. And if you don't get at a good depth, it could be red onto the yellow double.
This is one of those ones I think, you know, you only half bury it.
Yeah, I don't love this call, and it's got nothing to do with this call so much as that red stone at the top is too dangerous.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what you do with it, but you put this at the top of the button, she could play the red onto the yellow and come across and kill this one. I mean, it's very easy to leave a double on the yellows here. Line looks nice. Might be able to come all the way to the back one. I'm not sure that's better either, because now you freeze on top of it, and how does Reese Hansen even score? That's almost one of those ones where, you know, as the skip, you don't put your hand up after the shot and say nice shot, because you can't really decide if it was a nice shot until you see what your opposition is. If they leave you a chance to squeeze out the two reds, that was a nice shot. But if they freeze this right on the face, you're in some trouble.
This looks awfully good.
If she's by.
Oh, gee whiz.
Well, see, now that last shot looks like a good shot, because you're just off the nose on the red, and both reds go, and you're sitting 3. There's some risk with that.
I think given the nature of where we are in the game, second end, I mean, I like taking a go at that.
Yeah, she's looking at just hitting it on the nose and trying to get by the one at the back. Where are we at? We're third stones. She should still have a chance somewhere to drive something onto those stones at the back. I don't hate this. You play this now, and there's a decent chance that when you're driving something back later, it might be your own color. Ooh, big pop on that. This is going to have to curl hard.
Hey.
And it did.
They're by.
Got just that little bit of a flip, which means Kayla Skrlik can't really play the same shot. She would jam it onto the yellow, kill the red.
Yeah.
You have to probably play that red onto the yellow at the side of the 8 foot now. She's looking at doing it by running the guard. That's... Yeah, you might be able to run yellow onto red and double the 2 yellows at the top of the 8 foot that way. There's not a lot of room for error with that, though.
I like that one.
Well, I like coming at it directly. Kayla looks like she's looking at running the guard in. The danger that I see in running the guard in is if you're ever just slightly across the face on that red, it comes between the 2 yellows, hits the yellow at the back. 2 reds go,
That's right.
And 3 or perhaps 4, because that yellow that you're running in might stick around in the rings somewhere. I like coming at it direct. I'm not sure how much weight you want to throw at this either. Not big, I wouldn't think. You kind of need to keep your shooter in play somewhere. You're only looking to hit half to 2/3. You roll well away. She's got the yellow onto the yellow at the back.
Yeah.
She can spin this first red that you're hitting underneath the yellow a little bit, maybe leave a staggered pair at the top of the 8-foot.
Yeah, they're going to have to go to get by.
That just never looked like a lot of ice. I thought she was throwing hard with that ice. They're tapping around in the 4-foot like they're just looking to tap this to freeze. I'd be tempted to move it, and you don't have to move it big, like back 12. Your 4 yellow stones, counting your shooter, are all going to be biting the 8-foot. Yeah, that's she's just looking to draw tap on this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in a must-win game, kind of, maybe, we think. This would be a good opportunity to execute.
Yeah, and I mean, there might be a shot still to do it on the last one. I will give her this. You just make the tap. You're sitting shot 3rd, 4th, 5th.
Yeah.
It sure makes it dangerous for Kayla Skrlik to play anything with any kind of weight, and she doesn't have a good draw path in there.
I'm going to have to go really hard to get this by.
We're on it early.
Yeah. Oh, she just tapped it a bit. She got second shot out of it, but by the looks of it, I'm out on the bigger French today.
Mid-season form. And she did roll in to get that, so there are the 4 yellows that are all factoring in right now.
Yeah, I'm sure that Kayla wouldn't mind driving that red into the pocket there, the ones above the tee line, and leaving Kayla sitting 1 and saying, have at draw for 2.
I don't think she's going to be sitting 1, and I think the coach wants to talk about this one, but whether or not they're going to listen is another question. Yep, they've called the timeout. I'd be tempted. I would want to know how they want to hit this. I think she's looking to hit it right on the nose.
Yeah.
Catch the yellow at the top of the 4-foot, and then come across into the one on the side. You leave your shooter there to cover, and she'll have a draw for 2.
Yeah.
I have to admit, I'm not 100% sure who the coach is for that team, but it sure looks like Shannon Kleibrink.
Very well could be.
Lighter hair than I remember, but definitely looks like her. They got a point more, so we know what we're talking about.
Yeah, I know.
Just looking like, I don't think there's a ton of risk playing the run because there's no port like anymore. She couldn't risk. There's no risk of it going between the yellows and not touching either one of them.
That's right.
I suspect most of the conversation there was about how they wanted to hit this because you could. The more natural looking way to make the double on the yellows is you drive it onto the one that on the side of the 8-foot first and come across. The problem with that then is your shooter's going to roll out of the way and you're going to leave a nose hit on the red to squeeze the two reds out. And it would probably be for, it looks like it would be for 3. So this is, they're so close together, you can make this, drive it back to the one that's just at the top of the 4-foot. It's going to come sideways into that one in the edge of the 8. In fact, if it gets the back end of it, it could even spin into the 4-foot a little bit more. I don't know if she'd ever get far enough in to be shot, but important to keep the shooter right at the top of the 12-foot and block any path to those 2 stones at the back. This is curling. If she over curls it, it'll just dead jam. No, I don't think that's a good shot. I think she's left her the nose for 4. And she's not looking at it. You can't even get to the inside. I think the 3rd saw it. Now they want to know if the front end can see it. It looks like she's got all of the red. In fact, that it's one of those ones where it's almost framed up for her. I don't think she could over curl it to where she could hurt herself. I don't think you're ever getting to the inside of it. I don't think you could ever get into the inside of that enough to dead jam it. If you hit it thin and roll out, you're still getting 1. But if you hit this right on the nose, it's for 4. And she's not going to play it.
Because it's definitely, it's not a gimme draw for 2, but certainly way easier.
Well, this is a risk-reward situation. Yeah. I don't see any risk. I mean, you miss it, you're probably still scoring 1. I don't see any way that you're giving up a steal. And it's a nose hit for 4, and she's not going to play it. And she got to the hacks and said, "Yeah, I'm playing it."
Yeah, if I'm Kayla,
it looks too good from the hack end.
Yeah, if I'm Kayla, I'm going, we're going to dodge a bullet here. From Kayla, I'm going to whisper, "I'll give you 2." Because, like you said, I don't see a huge risk in playing this.
Yeah, I just because of where those 2 reds are at the top, I don't think she could ever over curl this enough to give up a steal one. She either drives it by the ones. I mean, I guess there's probably a world where you just tick the yellow on the way by. Hard to imagine it not touching the red when they're that close together.
I suppose you could hit 3/4 of the red one and it comes off the yellow one beside it and rolls in. But
I don't think it touches it, but this is close.
She's got
a curl. Got a curl.
Oh!
Sweeping the wrong rock, but it moved far enough.
Yeah.
Gets her 4.
Wow. Very great. Great shot. Great shot.
The only one on the ice that didn't want to initially play the shot. They talked her into it. Good call, Skipper. Gets just enough curl.
Yeah.
Moves them both far enough. Put 4 points on the board for Taylor Reese Hansen, trying desperately to move to 2 wins herself. she's got the lead. It'll be Kayla Skrlik with last rock in the third.
That's life. That's what all the people say.
Hey guys, what can I get started for you today?
Bananas away, regular?
And I'll have the rip berry, but can I get vanilla oat milk and I'll add spinach and ginger? And can I substitute the raspberries for strawberries? Also add the chia and hemp seed, and definitely have the power booster and the collagen booster. And can I get that blended twice?
Wow.
For Alicia, custom chaos? One of a kind.
You're one of a kind.
Blister juice, freshly made your way.
Yeah.
Well, exciting end to that second. Turns out to be a big score of 4. Looks like we're going to have rocks in play once again. First stone comes to the top of the 4-foot. Kayla Skrlik calling for the corner guard here. Reese Hansen with the 3-point lead now. Not interested in any guards. Going to try to come around that Yellowstone top of the 12-foot.
This is the first, kind of crooked end that Kayla, I think, has given up here this weekend, and we'll see how they respond, because those ends, you tend to sit and ruminate over, what they could have done, should have done, instead of, letting it go and getting in the present. Is she going around the guard, double guard, or throwing up another, or is she going to hit this?
Yeah, I don't disagree with this. You get rid of the stone at the top of the 12-foot. If you make the roll, that's great. Jerry then doing a little housekeeping here, but this is a nice situation for the Skrlik team, because you've got your corner guard, and with one shot here, you can essentially have dealt with everything in the middle. You're going to play the rest of the end on the corner.
She in out of that a bit, but fine.
Get away with it.
Yeah.
Well, towards the corner guard, not in around. But that wasn't the most important part of that shot. These are the shots where rock positioning is so important. You got to get that roll back to the center line.
Yeah.
You have to, if you're Reese Hansen here, basically you're trying to delay as long as possible Kayla Skrlik from going around that corner guard. The only way you do that is to plug up the center. And on the other side, Kayla Skrlik, at some point in time, she's just going to ignore a rock in the 12-foot and go around the corner guard anyway.
Yeah. Roll hard.
That's pretty good, but you would have loved it to split center.
Yeah, they gave up on sweeping it there, really.
Yeah. I think they thought it was rolling farther than it did. Kayla may well have gone around on this shot anyway, but
yeah,
if it's that little bit off center, I think that kind of sealed your fate here. These are the types of shots where I don't even mind going back 8 foot. I would, if I'm Kayla Skrlik right here, I'm thinking I would love to convince them to try to follow it down rather than peel my guard.
Yep.
Got to make the house, though. If you're not going to make the house, you certainly want to keep some distance between the guards. That was well short of what they had in mind.
Mm-hmm.
Going to take on the double peel. There's a little danger in that because you got to go over the top. That means the red's coming back towards the center. The tighter of the two red guards will be coming back towards center. There's two yellows it could jam on. Got one just by the second one. That was a tough double peel. That was a tough double peel in November. Forget about September. It's another chance for Ashton to get around that corner guard. See if she can make the adjustment on the weight here. Trying to carve it over.
Just tick it and you got it. No, didn't quite tick it enough.
Maybe got a sliver under the guard, but certainly, I mean, you saw how much that curled coming into the house. Plenty of room to get at it. So you come into an event like this, you never know everybody's signals, but you know the hand to the hip is always bumper weight.
Yeah.
That's pretty universal. To carve this a bit at the end to hold the shooter in the 4-foot area.
Yeah,
oh, that's a good roll. She's left it a piece underneath the yellow. Kayla Skrlik can't really ignore the shrapnel in the center area now. She's going to look to hit and roll under. I don't know if she'll double the yellows or just stuff it, which is fine if she gets the roll behind the corner. She just can't leave that overlap situation at the top of the house. Well, this is going to overcurl. She's not rolling towards the corner.
No.
She might make the double, though.
Yeah, she should. Oh, no. I thought she had that double.
That's not a bad result because where they spilled that yellow, it's behind the tee line.
Tee line, yeah.
Not quite behind. Well, I was going to say not quite behind the guard, but it gives her a couple of rocks over there. She could play the draw or the freeze. If you ever got to the freeze on the inside corner of it, it's hard to get to the outside of it to blast everything out because of where the guard is. just because of where the yellows are in the house, she probably has to hit this right on the nose. You don't want to risk jamming it. You hit it on the nose, there's still going to be a port to get to shot rock. Not quite as many rocks in play this end as we've seen, but there's still a lot of options out there.
Yeah.
This is close to jamming at the back. Actually, they'll go over the top.
Yeah.
They get the little spin back for the bite. So do you play the straight come around or the freeze? She's looking at the freeze. You play the straight come around, you won't be shot rock. But, I mean, you can always get that yellow one later. You get the freeze just slightly to the center line side, you're shot rock, and I'm not sure you can see enough of it to blast it out because of where the guard is. They're on this one early, trying to hold it straight. This might be time to go to plan B. I don't think they're going to get to the inside corner, so just bury it. Well, this is going to be high.
On the guard.
Shot, a stone belonging to Reese Hansen, sits in the port.
Yeah.
In those two red guards in the 8 foot. So there's going to be a hit and roll off that. She did, I mean, she's aware of it. She indicated it. So that, I mean, how deep do you want to put this? I'd be tempted if you could get there to put it right to the top of the tee line, because then if she tries to hit and roll in off it, she's going to come into the side of your own stone and her shooter stays exposed. You've got enough shrapnel in there to make sure you got the force now. I don't want to give her a shot for two if I'm Taylor Reese Hansen. So you get to the top of the tee line here, dead buried, and I don't think Kayla can roll under cover.
They're really working this. They're by. Just. Pretty good.
Yeah, they had to go that far just to get it by. It overcurled what they had in mind because it's left Kayla the chance to follow it down. Still not a lot of room for error here for Kayla Skrlik. Like, you'd need to be shot rock on this. If you're second, I'm not sure how you're ever going to promote it with the last one.
And the sweepers are really working hard here.
Yeah, they were on it early for a line, but both brushers down, which usually indicates that they think it needs to go for weight, too.
They're by. Is she going to get shot? Yeah, it looks like she may have.
I need to see the guard. Did she curl enough to leave her room to pick it out? Looking at coming off her own, that's an option. I'm not so sure she couldn't pick it. Now, I will say, we've noticed a couple times already, Taylor has a a pop on her release that will make a shot like this difficult as she was trying to pick it. But it's certainly there on this ice. You've seen, even with weight, they'll finish. She doesn't have to finish much by the guard to pick it out. There's not much she could do with a draw. It's not going to give up a chance for 2.
That's right.
I guess if you dead split the center line just enough for shot rock, it would be hard to hit it and roll in. But that's a really precise draw.
Mm-hmm.
If you're 2 inches short, she doesn't have to hit it. And if you're deep, she can hit it on the nose. So
well, I mean, I guess the good news of trying to pick it is she's also got, 4 yellows in there as well. So we happen to lose 2 of them.
Opting for the draw.
Yeah.
This is one where it's you get shot rock and just shot rock. Like you don't want to bite the button here. If you're just shot rock at the top of the 4, it's real tough for Kayla Skrlik to hit it and get her shooter in for second.
Yeah.
Things are getting serious now. I could see Jerry Lynn Ramsey back there tightening up the ponytail. I know when I'm tightening up my ponytail, it's time to get serious.
I only wish I had hair to put it up on. Yeah.
I don't. I don't know if they're going to be able to hold the line enough on this to get shot rock. Now it's going to over curl. So it'll be an opportunity for Kayla Skrlik with her final stone here of the third end. Draw, needs full 4 foot for 2. The only thing about this is she has to go a lot wider, and does it change the weight? And it's not just for the thrower. You talk about these shots all the time. You change the path and it changes the weight, and you tend to think about the thrower for that. It's not just the thrower, it's also the brushers. They've got to judge in a different spot. Final stone on the way. One brush down pretty early. Just seems to be cleaning it though. Boy, this is really curling.
Is it ever?
They're going to get by the yellow. Or maybe they're thinking they need to rub the yellow. Yeah, they're sweeping for contact. Gets a little rub on her own.
Oh, she's just too heavy.
No, and that is the kind of thing that can happen when you have to change the spot. It slides a little deep. She does get a single, but it will be Reese Hansen with a 4-2 lead and last rock when we come back for the 4th.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
The rock faces around Lake Tahoe are legendary. But this fall, new ones will emerge in the Tahoe Basin. Pullman, Moe, Gushu, and more. November 4th through 9th, the Grand Slam of Curling's first ever event in the U.S. is coming to Lake Tahoe, where the greatest rock stars on earth unite for 6 days of incredible curling, celebrity appearances, and off-break curl parties you won't want to miss. Get your tickets at thegrandslamofcurling.com. Let's rock.
Four to two as we begin play here in the fourth end. Sean Joyce, Terry Corbin with you live from the Saville Shootout on your Curling Stadium Network. 2 women's games on the ice this morning. Round robin play continuing through the rest of the day, and the playoffs starting tomorrow morning. Kayla Skrlik comes in with a 2-0 record, hoping to move to 3-0, give her a good shot at the playoffs. On the other side, Taylor Reese Hansen coming in with a record of 1-1 and a chance to bring Skrlik back to her. And in a good position so far as we begin play in the fourth. Juliana McKenzie looking to come around. Yeah, it is Juliana McKenzie looking to come around.
Excuse me.
I have to admit, I didn't see the call, but they've got a very long center guard to start, and I wonder if they hadn't already decided this is certainly when you play the first one that hard, whether it was accidentally or not, you're going to throw the tight center on the second one, but I wonder if they decided we're already fourth end in September. we're in a double center situation. I can't hear them, but I think I'm reading lips, and it says to it, so they might be feeling she's a little strong here.
Yeah.
No, maybe she meant to her broom. That's in a really good spot.
Yeah, touching the center, excellent weight.
Yeah, and this is, both teams have to be so patient here. It's because of the rules, the free guard zone, the no tick zone. This is kind of what's evolved. You throw the 2 centers. Now for the other team, when you know you're in that situation, you got to throw those first 2 rocks to the top of the forefoot. The thought is those 2 keep the opposition busy while you're trying to deal with the guards.
Yeah.
And it's cat and mouse, and both teams have to be so patient. It's really fun to watch. It's nerve-wracking to play. As much as you don't want a bunch of shrapnel in the forefoot area, you need something in there that keeps Kayla Skrlik from being able to get shot rock before you've dealt with the guards. Boy, you don't want to split off or chip that behind the forefoot. They kind of had to make a late decision. It was definitely deep. I think they were hoping to get right by it. That's, advantage Kayla Skrlik with that shot. Not critical to move it yet, but that is what they're looking at. Just try to move it back about a foot. Even out the 2 yellows, really. Boy, that looks tight for ice. For just back 4-foot weight.
Yes, it certainly does.
Line's holding early.
Well done.
Didn't have quite the back 4 foot weight, but that's in a pretty good spot. I wasn't necessarily sold that she had to move it yet. She got a great spot because it's just a sliver to the inside. So if you ever get a chance to make a play on that, it's going to spill in behind cover. A lot of room between the guards, so double peel's not an option here. You peel one. If you make contact with one, you peel one. If you hit the red in the rings, you're just going to, just rubs the one tighter. Yeah, I'm not sure, she might not have been better off to get by it altogether and at least make a mess of the stuff in the rings.
Mm-hmm.
Basically the same shot here.
Yeah.
She's tightened up the ice just a hair. She does want a little bit more weight. She'd like to move it here. Not critical. I mean, you could weld another one on, especially if you could put it on at the same angle. This is kind of reminiscent of, I think it was the first end when we were talking about, well, in this case, she's only sitting one. Yellow sitting one here, 2 in the 4 foot, but the most dangerous rock is that red stone at the top of the 4 foot right now.
Yeah. And she just threw this. I mean, this really should be close. It's curling hard. She just touches it. Oh, boy.
Yeah, the weight was perfect too.
It was.
And by putting that red, she did touch the red in the 4 foot, but putting those two a little closer together, I think when you blast, it goes over the top of the yellow at the other side of the 4 foot now. The red yellow look like they're almost touching, so it'll probably scoot out straight sideways. You'll lose the 3 in a cluster, but that cluster of 3, even though the yellow is shot rock, it's probably favoring Kayla Skrlik, so you're happy to lose all 3 of them? Well, this is another big pop on the release. Gets the 3 out of the 4 foot area, but lost the shooter, and that leaves, really, Kayla could get in from either side. This is a semi-defensive shot. She's worried about those yellows piling up back there and getting up another big end. So she's not all in for the steal here.
Ashton jumped on that one right out of her hand.
That's going to be my question. How do you play this roll? You don't want to roll behind cover for sure.
No.
You got to be a little careful rolling to the outside that you don't jam it. That's the bumper weight's going to help with that. You don't really want to stay right there. You stay right there, she can hit and roll behind cover and be in front of the tee line. If this is getting close to the nose, you might want to let it go and try to roll well over to the other side.
They're going to be lucky to stick it in the rings.
This time, Kayla Skrlik going to opt for the come around.
Yeah. Pretty good situation with the double guard.
Yeah, Yeah, and we're on third's last stone here.
Now the finish. Job.
Yeah, that's a pretty good spot. It's late enough at the end that it's probably tough to think you can peel the guards and still eventually get a shot at that stone. So you almost have to come in. If you could make the play on just the tighter guard.
And she is. She's going to try and play that and roll in.
Yeah.
Tough shot.
Yeah, well, it's not even necessarily critical to kill the red. I mean, if you push it over to the side of the 12-foot, it might be something you could come off of. This is more like a split draw, really, than try to get your shooter in. Maybe put that red stone tight to the rings in a position you can use it. You've got to get by the long one. Moving the long guard doesn't help you at all right now. Just might be a little thick on the back one.
She got.
Dave
got it on.
She got a little spin at the end.
Yeah.
They were on this right away for line. Needed, you hit this just a sliver thinner. Definitely your shooter's into the ring. You might have been able to leave that red up a little higher where you could use it, but as it is, gets it through the back. Any more roll, you're either in the rings or you leave a better angle to come off the yellow to get at shot rock. There's still an angle there. It's thinned. Kayla Skrlik, no choice here, pretty much has to replace the tight guard. Now, you could, tough to bring it in for second shot on her first. If this was last rock, she could freeze right to the face of her own, though.
Yeah.
Early indications seemed to be that they thought that it had a lot of weight. And they were right. Well, she can definitely get at shot rock. Can they get at the double?
Yeah. I'm not sure you can with enough weight, can you?
Well, it depends on where you think you have to kill. Do you have to kill them, or do you just need to get them both out of the center line area? And I mean, that's part of the discussion, right? It's you could just go directly after shot rock, and again, we're assuming that one at the top might be biting. You could be sitting shot third and fourth after this, and that makes the last shot pretty touchy for Kayla Skrlik. You're not trying to roll to the outside like that. You'll jam it on the yellow.
Well, she obviously thinks
this is interesting to me. The end they got 4. Taylor had to be talked into playing the hit. She wanted to play the draw where she could just see all of it. And this one, it kind of looks like Taylor's the one trying to talk everybody else into playing the hit on the front one.
Yeah.
There's so much room. I mean, the guard is so long, it's not even in the overhead view, and there's so much curl here. With the right weight, I'm sure it's there.
Well, I think you just hit the nail on the head there. It's about weight.
Yeah. But if you feel like it's there, like that's always the thing. It comes down to the thrower's confidence, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's there. It's how do you feel about throwing it? She felt good about throwing it. She's going to get a little tight. Moving the guard's not the end of the world because there is a double on the two reds right now. Kayla Skrlik can't guard everything. Her first thought was to come in and tap it up. You really have to be careful not to leave a triple.
You want to put as much pressure as you can on Taylor's last shot.
Yeah, and the thing is, there's already a double there, and to guard the double, you're guarding second shot, so she's going to have a shot to score. Now they're looking at an overlap, bring it right into the ring, sit three, overlap them.
Yeah.
Not bad either. It's tough. I mean, you're getting into some very precise placements now, but...
Well, I think if you could walk it down, I think that would be the play, but...
If you're going to steal here, I think you kind of have to be
Yeah.
pretty precise with this shot. Like, just because there's a double there now, it's hard to take everything away with one rock. That's maybe the only way you could do it is corner freeze on that stone in the 8-foot. The tap could work too, but it's very precise. Like it's very easy to play that tap and leave a triple. They have to be almost exactly side by side. So she's going to play the corner freeze just to the inside of that stone on the top of the 8-foot. Leave those two overlap so there's no run back double, and take away enough of the stone on the button that you can't hit it and stay. You make this perfectly, and Taylor Reese Hansen may have no choice but to just hit it on the nose, make the double, and concede one.
Right, yes.
They seem pretty sure she's warm again. And this might have been a plan B. They indicated warm early, and Jerry Lynn Ramsey's got them on it anyway. She's looking to come around to the back one.
Yeah.
Sit three that way. Wow, that was... Yeah, good call from the brushes, but not very close to the weight they were trying to throw.
Mm-hmm.
Without making contact that weight, that rock is just through. Kayla has had her struggles with her draw weight in this game. Had a chance to draw for two earlier and was deep.
Yeah.
Heavy on both draws this end. Still, she's sitting three, and Taylor Reese Hansen settles into the hack for her last one. The intern, she's going to have to move that shot stone to
Yeah, I
score.
was going to say, yeah. So knowing that, you might throw it a little bit warmer than you want. But right now, the line looks pretty good.
Yeah, I think they could go.
Yep,
You know it's going to finish. Got to get by the one at the top of the 8.
Yep.
Didn't really need to get the roll underneath, but but she stays.
It looks better.
It's always the way. Get the roll underneath on the last rock. It gets her single point. She restores the 3-point lead. It's 5-2 now for Reese Hansen after 4 ends of play. Kayla Skrlik with last rock in the 5th.
For over 20 years, the Sandra Schmirler Foundation has granted more than $9 million to hospitals across Canada for life-saving equipment for premature and critically ill babies. In the past 4 years alone, $4 million has been granted thanks to the curling community's incredible generosity. The need continues year-round, and with your help, we can ensure every baby has the chance to grow up and become a champion, just like Sandra.
Welcome to the RockShop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the RockShop has it all. Shop online anytime at the RockShop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. The RockShop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
Live curling rocks. And this November, the best in the world are coming to Tahoe. Get your seats now at gsoctickets.com. But hurry, early bird pricing ends soon.
Fifth end underway, and you see Jerry Ramsey when she got up, went and cleaned the spot. This looked like he might have picked early. They're going to get it across, but it's a very long corner guard. Now that you saw them play the double centers last end, they're probably committed now to play the double corners this end because of where that one ended up. And they'll have to play them on the same side.
And just seeing that 4 on the scoreboard, our other women's game, Ru Wang gave up 4 to Mila Plett in the second end, but followed that up with a 3-ender and then a steal of 3-ender. So Wang's got a 6-4 lead on Mila Plett.
So she had her right where she wanted her. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Created a sense of overconfidence and I don't want to pick on anybody, certainly on none of the two teams that we're featuring here in this matchup, but the other thing that has occurred to me is we should point out, not playing with time clocks here, as we're an hour and a half to play 4 ends. And I mean, there aren't very many of the games out there. You can see there's one sheet of the 5 you can see that's into the 5th end. Into the 6th end. Everybody's still in the 5th.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of rocks in play, and that does slow the game down a bit.
I do think they've got to, come up with a solution for the length of time some games are taking.
Yes, and I mean, I could see both sides of it. Like, I'm also of the opinion that, and that's one of the things that they've done with changing to the thinking time now when they use it at the high level play. It's interesting because you want to speed the game up, really, for us broadcasters, but you also want the rocks in play. Well, the rocks in play means the ends take a little longer. As long as the action's good, I don't think it's a problem that the game takes a little bit longer. But that's not always the case, and sometimes there's just too much discussion about shots that should be relatively simple. I don't think that's been the case here today. It's just there's been a lot of rocks in play.
Well, and certainly for TV too, you know, like they've got to work in the game to a time slot, and other than maybe the Canadian Championships, I mean, I think, you know, you see people at times just trying to save bank time.
Yeah, you do in those events. Yep. And that's to the detriment, I think.
That's what I mean.
Of the entertainment. Yeah, exactly. Because you certainly can't say that's been an issue here. They've thrown guards right from the first end. Like, this has been, and judging from the line scores where everybody else is, and the other game that I saw yesterday, like, that's been the play so far. Everybody's going hard from the first end.
Mm-hmm.
It's entertaining. There are none of these ends start where after the first stone you say, well, I can go to the fridge now because I'm not going to miss. This end's already shaping up for a blank. You know, it's not happening. This has been good, exciting action.
Yeah,
a lot of angles. Fun thing about doing these broadcasts like this is we're just talking about a curling game, and it's always fun to look at, you know, what are the angles, what might they play. It's the same thing you do in the armchair watching at home. It's so many options, and that's what we've had so far. A lot of options every end. And a nice one here. She's going to get it across the face of that stone, pop it just enough into the open that she can make a play on the stone in the rings.
Yeah.
Reese Hansen sits 2. Skrlik does have last rock. I don't think you're making the double and staying. I think it's more important just to get the roll, get the one in the roll.
Yeah.
She doesn't necessarily even have to make the play on the stone on the 12-foot. You could make the play on shot rock and roll underneath the yellow and then turn around and say, okay, what are you going to do now?
Mm-hmm.
What I was just talking about, there's always options. There's not always just one shot you can play. There's options. He's going to get the hit. I don't know about the roll.
Yeah, just a teeny bit.
A little bit of risk in going at the double. If you're ever on the thin side, you could put it into the yellow. If your nose hit the red, you're not second shot, then she's going to go after shot rock for sure.
Yeah.
Playing this with the out turn, that's the tougher turn if you're going to try to get to the other red. She's going to roll a little flatter. Gets the hit, gets the roll. Yeah, well, rolled probably a little bit too far. It does end up cornered on the red, but the red is still second shot.
Yeah.
And it was probably easier to get the red out before she rolled there.
That's right. She won't want to roll here.
No, she wanted the nose hit. I'm counting rocks and then trying to do the math up ahead. So both teams will be looking a nose hit here until they creep that rock up higher into the rings.
Yeah.
There's still enough rocks here that you could creep this up all the way out of the rings. So somebody's going to have to play for a roll at some point in time or another. They're going to have to go just to make contact here.
I don't think she's making contact. That's a big miss.
Yeah, it is. She's looking at coming at this direct. I'm looking at the yellow guard into it. That yellow guard's not helping you where it is anyway, and it's a decent angle to go into the yellow, red, and the rings. This is a tough shot. You're throwing way out in the wings. Looking at just a straight come around to sit to now. Now they're looking at the shot I was looking at. I don't like that yellow guard where it is anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, this doesn't look easy, and it's always a little questionable when you're throwing out this wide too, because you don't get a lot of chances to throw hits out this wide. There's never that that confidence necessarily that you know exactly what this one's going to do.
Mm-hmm.
She's got a lot of room by the front one.
Good shot, though. Like, she made it.
Yep. Spilled the yellow out far enough, though, that there's room to hit and roll back behind cover. Line's close here.
Yeah. Oh, look at it go.
I think they lost that a little bit. Maybe not recognizing it was just a little quieter than what they had in mind, too. I mean, that's just hack weight.
Gee, I'm surprised.
She can't. Well, she can't see this. Like, it's over buried. She doesn't realize that, but this is not going to look good from the hacks.
No.
This is where you draw and sit two, I think. We're late enough in the end. You draw and sit two, and you're in good shape. Wow, I thought she might change her mind when she saw what this looked like from the hacks.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's changed her mind a little bit. They're going to take a little more ice and throw a little less weight. Count on some finish here.
Yeah, you would think that the draw would be a little bit easier because this looked tight out of her hand.
All over the front one, and with this quiet weight, she could just put it into the rings.
Yeah, no, she's going to get away with that.
No, she's not.
No, you're right. She's not. It did get to the rings.
I just don't think that was the right call. It was just too tough.
Well, that's it. I mean...
And we're late enough in the end that she looked at the draw. It's just the last shot. You split the rings this late in the end. How is she ever getting more than one?
Yeah.
And now with a good hit here, it's hard to see how she leaves the double even.
I know.
We could be tied.
Yeah, and this is kind of, again, one of those, this came out of nowhere. I mean, it really wasn't there until Taylor kind of handed it to her.
It's a little firm again.
Yeah, Kayla giving it kind of back to her.
Well, and now without the long guard there, she's got room to get to the inside of this red, roll behind her own rock for cover. This end has gone back and forth a few times.
Yes.
This is back to you get the good roll under cover here, and you're back to a force.
Yeah, you'd actually like to, ask Taylor, what was she thinking on her first one? Like, why wasn't that draw kind of just an automatic?
What's funny to me that they didn't even talk about it. I mean, they talked about it on the shot previous, when the hit on the shot previous certainly looked a lot easier than the one she was attempting. And they still talked about the draw. You're late enough in the end. I thought she'd at least look at it. I thought she'd play it, the draw myself.
That looked like a better throw, too.
Well, you got to get the roll under cover here. You hand the chance for two right back. But does not. Stays right there.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly looks like that rock is in the rings to us. We did see one of the players went and took a look overhead. I don't know whether we'll see a measurement or not.
Take out for 2 points and make this a one score game.
They jumped this early from the inside. You just wonder, she was a little heavy on the last one. No problem with this one. Hits it right on the nose. She will pick up her deuce. Brings the score a little tighter. Taylor Reese Hansen with a 5-4 lead over Kayla Skrlik after 5 ends of play. It will be Reese Hansen with last rock in the 6th.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
The 2025-2026 Grand Slam of Curling schedule is out, with big events happening all over Canada, like the Masters heading to London in September, the Tour Challenge from Nisku this October, the Canadian Open from Saskatoon in December, and the Players' Championship from Steinbeck coming in January. Early bird weekend and full event passes on sale now at gsocktickets.com. Let's rock.
Live curling rocks. And this November, the best in the world are coming to Tahoe. Get your seats now at gsocktickets.com. But hurry, early bird pricing ends soon.
Welcome back to the Saville Curling Club and the Saville Shootout from Edmonton, Alberta. We're here in draw 5. We've got a score of 5-4. Taylor Reese Hansen over Kayla Skrlik. Taylor Reese Hansen, they'll have the hammer. First rock of the end by Team Skrlik is just short of the rings, and in an attempt to come around that center line guard, Julian McKenzie throws it back 8, back 12. Not an ideal place for it, but Jerry Lynn Ramsey, she's now going to try and come around. Actually, no, by the looks of it, they're content to throw the double center line guard, which again, real good because both of them are touching the center line.
Yeah, that's the important part of that one. No tick zone has been in play for the last couple of years, so as long as you're touching, they can't move it off the center line. Just got to come around again.
Yeah, hoping to make this one a whole bunch better.
Yeah. Yeah, right now the 3 rocks in play all favor Kayla Skrlik.
Exactly. By the top one, by the tight one. Did they get it to the top 4? Yes, they did.
Yeah. And just the critical part of that, just biting the top 4. You don't want to be too deep, you know. You put that in the top of the button, she freezes to it. I thought she'd freeze to it anyway. She's looking at trying to get right around it.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of get what she's thinking. The problem here with freezing to that stone, and that's why you like it there, just nibbling the top of the forefoot. She freezes to it. You're going to try to deal with the guards. She still doesn't have a rock in the forefoot.
Yeah.
But this is a really tough shot to get buried and be shot rock. If you're all the way to the back one, I'm not sure that helps you.
Yeah, I don't think so either. And I think, you know, the next step for Taylor Reese is to look at removing the front.
Oh, I'm not sure why they stopped.
Yeah,
they were trying to get by. I thought they'd keep going.
Yeah, I thought they were going to get by, but I personally like getting a few of those red ones if you could off the center line now.
Yeah, I'm just not seeing how you're getting a few of them. That's the problem.
Wow.
You can take your pick of which one you want. I think you could even pick the tight guard if you wanted to, but I don't mind this shot. I don't love the weight selection. If you're any on the outside of this at all, you're going to jam it on the back one, and you're going to leave it a roll under.
Got some curling to do.
Yeah, I think if you were hitting this one, you were hitting it hard. Does the job for now, and it did roll far enough off to the side she really can't roll into the forefoot off of it. Leaves the same shot for the Skrlik team. She's still indicating she wants to come towards that back one. I still like the corner freeze on the top one. Corner freeze the top one, she pretty much has to start making a play on the guards. And you could certainly hold her to one. You're not going to be in a great steal situation with nothing in the forefoot, but the other side of that, there's already 3 yellows in play. You got to be careful you don't give up a big end here. You just got yourself back into it with a deuce.
Mm-hmm.
mean, she made the shot they called, but this is a free peel a guard shot. You can't hurt yourself peeling a guard right now.
Exactly. Your eyesight's pretty good this morning, Sean. I mean, I saw in the chat that somebody did say that was Shannon Clybrink.
Makes the peel, so now you've got just the one tight guard. Now you could put it back. That's what they're looking at. You put it back knowing full well that she peeled once. She's probably going to peel again. But then it becomes a timing. When do you make your move into the rings? You wait one shot too long, and Reese Hansen decides, well, we're going to get forced anyway. We may as well be forced to two, and she plays a draw.
I would think bringing on Shannon Clybrink's a real asset to this team. Sure, like especially, they've got a spot in the Scotties Tournament of Hearts. They've got a spot in the Canadian Olympic Trials. Shannon's been around.
Left a little bit of angle, and they're closer together this time. Do you want to take that on, Terry? The double?
Yep.
You could straight peel again. You could actually straight peel the back one too.
You could, yeah.
Hard to see how you could hurt yourself trying this. Boy, if you ever make the double peel, there's a lot of yellow rocks in the rings and potentially really big end coming here.
Oh, she got that going.
Yeah, she'll be lucky to make one go away on this.
Yeah.
Maybe the back one?
No.
Nope. Well, from could have been a really big end to now a chance to set up a steal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to get nothing out of that was not good.
Sean Joyce, joined by Captain Understatement.
I did say that I was the branch that I'm out on is a little bigger today.
No, not really there.
You could see it right out of her hand. She just
I think they're getting the come around that they wanted. She's going to get that corner freeze, but we're almost at the point where it's too late in the end to play that now. I would have loved to see that shot earlier, because now earlier in the end, Reese Hansen has a decision to make. We're late enough in the end now. There's no decision. You're committed. You got to try and get your two now, so she's got to come around.
And do I dare say, do we think yellow's shot?
I think it's shot. Yellow is shot.
This has got a lot of curling to do.
Well, if her weight's good, it should. But I'm not sure this isn't strong. It's real strong.
Black, yeah.
It does come to rest in the back 12, but it's its sixth shot for now, and I don't see that red at the top of the 8-foot ever leaving. Well, I think we can rule out the blank.
Yep. Captain Obvious says.
But it's kind of like exactly what we saw last end, where they were handing it back and forth a little bit. It looked like 1, then it looked like 3, then it looked like a force. You know, it ended up being a deuce. There's still a lot of ways this one could go.
Yes, for sure. Megan McGillray won't be happy with her 2 that she threw there for Taylor. Weight here looks good.
She's been a little warm on her draws so far. They overswept that a little early. That didn't need to go at all.
And she was yelling, no, 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 no.
She got to where, I mean, she was looking to kind of come down to her own, but she didn't really get the line for that. I mean, there's room. Not that you necessarily played on the first one, but there's room to get to that red and move it and still sit 2. Now you play that on this one and Kayla follows it down. So this is just a straight draw. Try to sit 1 and you'll worry about getting 2 on your second shot. But the nice thing about where that ended up is here for Taylor Reese Hansen. She puts this top 4 foot and leaves it where Kayla could pick it out. There's still room to get to that back one for 2.
Mm-hmm.
So that means she doesn't have to be quite as precise with this one. She doesn't really need to bury it if she's edge to edge. Kayla can't hit it and roll out because she's still giving up a shot for 2. Well, you sure don't want to be strong, and that's the first indications they think this might be a little warm. Anything behind the tee line, she's going to follow it. They're trying to carve it just to get a piece. This is heavy, and it's a long ways out yet.
Now, not only are you looking at a steal, you could be looking at stealing 2 with a real good shot.
Yeah, you have to be a little careful.
Oh, yes.
If you leave her all of this, she's got the across the face double, could be a triple. It would still be for 2. This is one where she really needs to bury a sliver of it.
Yes.
Without rubbing on the way by. The last 2 draws, neither one of them have been particularly close to the line on coming by those 2 stones at the top of the 8. Now, granted, they were both back 8 foot. You leave this out fully in the open, and there's still a double for 2 across the face. Didn't see anybody pointing up this time, so the sweepers like to wait a little more on this one, but because it's got that quieter weight, look at there, it's curling earlier. She's got to get by those 2 stones at the top of the 8.
She's by the looks of it.
Yeah, it is still just that little bit strong. Sits 2, there's not going to be, she can't see enough of it to make any kind of play on it, so all she can do is follow it down. It's a draw for 1. Of course, this is another one where she was drawing on her last one. It was a little strong. Got to make an adjustment here. We have seen some rocks, even that last one. You bring the weight down a little bit more, they do curl harder. You take 5 feet off this, throw it to the brushers, and they might have a hard time getting it by.
Yeah, Taylor sure has had some opportunities to put some pressure on on Kayla and has just not done so. This has got a curl.
Both brushes went down early. They backed away now.
Steal one.
Touch it. It is, and after 6 ends of play, we are all tied up. 6 ends decides almost nothing. We did flip the hammer. Kayla Skrlik will have last rock once again in the 7th of a tie game.
That's life. That's what all the people say.
Hey guys, what can I get started for you today?
Bananas away, regular?
And I'll have the rip berry, but can I get vanilla oat milk and I'll add spinach and ginger? And can I substitute the raspberries for strawberries? Also add the chia and hemp seed, and definitely have the power booster and the collagen booster. And can I get that blended twice?
Wow.
For Alicia, custom chaos?
One of a kind.
You're one of a kind.
Booster juice, freshly made your way.
Still playing the 6th.
Yeah, as we check around the line scores across all the sheets this morning, a lot of tight games. Some of them didn't look like they were going to be that tight early.
That's right, yes.
Scrolling through them all, I only see one blowout and it ended early. Everything else pretty tight.
Yeah.
Mostly men's action on the ice today, 2 women's games, and I think it's all 8 of the other sheets were men's play this morning.
Yeah, that's right. Beautiful facility, 10-sheeter.
Yeah, had a chance to play in it a couple of times myself. My competitive days are a little bit past, but so it's been a while, but yeah, nice facility. Trying to think of when I would have played there last. Might be 15 years. "20 men's teams, 20 women's teams began play yesterday morning. Pools of 5 on both sides. Everybody played 2 yesterday. Everybody's going to play 2 today. And after they let the dust settle, we'll determine the top 8 in each side, and they'll go on to the playoffs tomorrow morning. All of the action available here on the Curling Stadium Network. A little different setup here to this end.
Mm-hmm.
Hard to say for sure who it favors. There's double peel opportunities. You just can't play them yet, but the angles are there.
Yeah, for sure.
It's, as I think about it, it's funny even to say that. It's gotten to the point where, you know, usually you see this many guards and pretty clear advantage to the team that's trying to steal, but
that's right. Yeah.
All these teams have gotten so good at the double peels. You hate to see angle like that, even though they can't play it yet, because you concede, well, my 2 guards are gone the first time they get a chance. I think you have to come around. She looked at making a play on the back one. You have to be a little bit careful not to allow the blank here. You start playing the back one, she's definitely playing the double peel. It actually could come through and clip the one at the back as well. You need some rocks in play here. If you're Kayla Skrlik, you'd love to see a single point go on the board here. Either way. You steal one, force one, either way you're good. If you're Taylor Reese Hansen, and you know, if the viewers at home that have watched us and maybe listened to me ad nauseum over the years have heard me say this is one of those cases where you'd love to get the blank, but you know your opposition's trying to force you, and if they want to force you to 3, you take that too. You have to be open to that. And I say it tongue-in-cheek, but it happens more often than you realize. If a team is willing to switch gears at just the right time, a team trying to force can get themselves in some trouble.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Make the double peel. That back red is coming into the ring somewhere. You might be able to get all 3 of them. Don't know if you could pick the yellow to the back. I'm not sure if you get by the red at the top of the 8 if you'd even make contact with the yellow at the back. Certainly want to move both guards though, and this is gonna curl. Did you get the double peel the other way?
No.
Nope. And this is the problem for Kayla Skrlik with the way the guards were set up initially. The stone that's in the rings is only half covered now. So to make sure you've got the stone in the rings covered, you're still going to have to leave another double peel opportunity. Last of the second stones here. I think you throw in at least 2 more guards, hoping they miss the double peel.
Kayla's coming out to help this one. I think she's gonna maybe have to pick it up to get it over.
Yeah. I mean, you didn't want to leave the double peel, but that's not the way you wanted to not leave it. And with that stone in the rings half exposed, this is where you go after the rock and rings. And remember what I just said, Terry. You got to be open to letting them force you to 3.
Yeah.
Make a good roll here behind your corner guard, and Kayla Skrlik's going to have a decision to make. I'm always tempted in these situations myself, since the free guard zone is certainly on ice like this. If your choice is, okay, do we let them blank or do we give them 2? I'd give them 2 because I'd rather have the hammer. 3s happen on ice like this, but your chances of stealing coming home aren't great. Can't give them 3, so you got to make this play. Still have the opportunity. I think if you roll all the way across, get underneath the yellow, you're probably shot rock.
I don't know what that means when you wave your hand across the ice like that. This was tight out of her hand, I thought.
Well, I would have thought a wave because it's coming from the outside brusher. You know, you point up if it's heavy, you point down if it's light.
Yeah.
So when you're right shoulder width, it should be right on the weight they were playing. That's just my guess. You kind of know what's going through Taylor Reese Hansen's mind now. Is that, well, we were hoping for a blank this end. Now we've got that chance for 3, that possible force of 3 that I was just talking about. And it's where do we put this one so that we don't let her off the hook? You have to be careful coming around this corner. There is a possibility you could leave a triple and the shooter buried. So you have to be a little careful where you put this rock.
Yeah, I might be going the other side, but...
Well, that could be bad too. I just don't think you want to be T-line. I think maybe dead even with the stone at the top of the 8, so that if they make the double on the back when she's rolling under, I don't want to put this where she could make that the double that's already sitting there and have this rock be the catcher for the shooter. You know what I mean?
Yep, I do.
And at the same time, you don't want to be real deep because then she could just follow it. And they're real deep. Now, if you're that deep, you may as well just bite the back 12. She actually gets away with that where it is. Freeze to it, you're still no better than second shot. You might be third. Kayla Skrlik, no real choice now. You got to play the double and just try to get back to giving up a deuce. And I think this one's going to overcurl. Oh, we'll clip it. We'll clip it.
Be careful you don't kill the back one of yours by playing this roll.
It'd be real tempting to just nose this. I hate the roll towards the corner because then she's going to freeze.
Yeah.
You nose this, you could actually put the decision back into Kayla Skrlik's hand. Do you play the double? But if you play the double, you could give her the blank opportunity again.
Yeah.
That is tight again. She threw one of these last in trying for the double peel.
Shapers, yeah. Oh, she's going to take her own out.
And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we're looking at a chance to force.
Yeah, Megan's not had one of her stronger games, unfortunately. Especially with that intern.
I think you have to go dead around on that side. They keep signaling like they want to put it half around. The problem with half around is she comes off of it and freezes to the one at the back on the other side. You need to bury this. You're not stealing anyway. Like, get that out of your head. The middle's wide open. Yeah. The only way you're stealing is on a wide open miss, which could happen, but you can't bank on that. Yeah, right there. Just about bite the 4-foot, dead buried. Kayla's had some trouble with her draw weight this game as well, and that's
Yeah.
She's got to be careful here. You're behind the tee line. I mean, she's already forced. So if you give her a chance to draw and set up a deuce, she's going to do it. This is why this rock needs to be full top 8. I don't even think you want to bite the 4 because she'll try to corner freeze it. You want to be high enough up in the rings that it's hard to get a corner freeze for shot rock. Once again, the early indication with the brush is this is a little on the warm side. Certainly looks like it's curling, though.
Yes.
They were kind of caught there. They wanted to carve it, but they're already deeper than they would have liked. She's definitely left her the corner freeze that she could be shot rock. Be hard to get it out. There could be an interesting situation coming up here. So I'm gonna pose it to you, Terry, and ask you what you'd like to play. So she's looking at possibly making the play on that.
Yeah.
She's not going to. Had she made the play on it, roll to the open. Kayla Skrlik hits it. She sits 2. If you're Taylor Reese Hansen, do you take one, or do you hit and roll out and give her one?
Give her one, yeah. Well, so I mean, it ends up being a kind of a no-brainer for my own personal preference. I want the hammer coming home, so I'm good with you take. I'll give you one, and I'll take the hammer and try and play to win the game. Even though I know the statistics don't bear that out.
You know, and sometimes I think the ice conditions make a difference too. So certainly on ice like this, I think I'd take that hammer coming home too. There have been opportunities. Yes, we've got a lot of single points on the board, but some of that had more to do with misses than but there have been opportunities here in this game. So you kind of like to think, well, it's the 8th end. We know the ice. If we get our opportunity to score 2, we're supposed to do it, right? That's what the game. That's why you play the game. This has got a lot more room than Kayla did.
And the sweepers indicated that we were all there.
She gets a sliver in front of it. That situation I was talking about could still come to fruition, because I think if she's playing the yellow, she's probably looking at doubling those 2. And certainly with that broom, she's just going to try to nose hit it, double the 2, sit 2. Are they wondering, could she get to the inside of it?
I mean, I don't think she needs to worry about hitting the yellow and having it bounce off.
No, Jerry took a look at that, and it doesn't look like it goes under. It certainly looks like it from our camera angle, but I saw her go over to the other red and look and shake her head. No, it's going under.
Yeah, it looks like it goes under all day.
When they were looking there, I just wondered if they were looking at, can we get to the inside of the yellow and roll under?
Yeah.
Which you could, but there's some risk involved with even trying that.
Gonna try and carve this.
Yeah, they're sweeping for girl. She can't hit it on the outside. She'd lose her shooter. Is there a way to hit that and get the blank?
Don't think so. I mean, she just put the berm down. It looked like she didn't even really think twice about, I'm drawing for 1.
Well, I think that's what she put the broom down for. I think she's drawing with that broom that she's got down. She could be throwing a big weight hit. You're right. And it has moved now. And she does have a little bit of a pop on her in-turn, so I'm thinking that's an in-turn hit. You're right.
Well, she's drawn.
Nope, it's a draw. This call surprises me.
It does me too. Well, that's her one.
Puts it in the edge of the forefoot. She does pick up her single point. She will take the lead. Coming home, Kayla Skrlik accomplished her goal here. Forces the single. She's got last rock in a 1-point game coming home.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
The rock faces around Lake Tahoe are legendary. But this fall, new ones will emerge in the Tahoe Basin. Pullman, Mowat, Gushue, and more. November 4th through 9th, the Grand Slam of Curling's first ever event in the U.S. is coming to Lake Tahoe, where the greatest rock stars on earth unite for 6 days of incredible curling, celebrity appearances, and off-break curl parties you won't want to miss. Get your tickets at thegrandslamofcurling.com. Let's rock.
Well, we've got one guard up here to start the 8th. Now we're going to see the corner. We might see the double center. Although that first one is in a spot where it's hard to throw a double center with preparation. It's usually in a situation like this, at least in my experience or my personal view of it, it's almost more interesting to see how the team without last rock wants to play this, because it's hard to prevent a deuce when you know the other team's going all out to play it. Sometimes the easiest way to prevent the deuce is to play for the steal yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And if you were playing hard for the steal, you would have thrown the double center, but we didn't see exactly where they called the first one. When you get a halfway guard, it's really tough to throw the second center. Juliana McKenzie being asked to come around. Need to be top forefoot here. If you're not, you have to assume that Kayla Skrlik's just going to come around the corner guard.
Yeah.
Kind of want to force her to play something in the middle. That's a pretty good spot.
Team Skrlik playing the out turn. Come around. It's going to be short.
Yeah, and I know what she's thinking. It's like, well, now what do we do? Like,
yeah, this didn't go how we practiced or talked about.
Yeah, there's. It's. I mean, yeah, you want to play the third guard. It's hard not to leave a double peel though, and there's already a double peel there. Yellow on the red. This is the fifth stone, so the peels can start on the next one. You don't want to leave this where you might, you get these too close together, you got almost get all three guards with one stone. Oh, well, you could certainly get all three of them moving. And probably get them off the center line. Now, the other side of that, if you're Kayla Skrlik, you don't necessarily want to kill all three of these. You kill all three of them, she goes and peels the corner, and you're forced in playing an extra end. But you could kind of jam this one. You get everything off the center line and probably leave two corners. Gets one, gets two, gets all three of them moving.
Yeah.
Left the shooter on the center, but I got rid of all the overlap, and this is left corners on both sides now too. Pretty good result. The only guard that's left up on the center line does belong to her when she's trying to run it back.
Yeah. Good shot, sis.
This is plan B. They were looking for the guard now, hoping to get to the freeze. Not bad the way it spilled off. If it spilled off enough that the double is awkward, like you're probably losing the shooter, you could just play the straight hit and roll, which is what she's looking at. Roll on top of the yellow. It's not bad either. If you're going to roll on top of the yellow, I think you almost want to over-roll it, like freeze the open side corner. Yeah, right there. Right there. Trying to carve this one over. Just gets the nose hit. Well, that makes the decision a little easier. You make the hit and flop under, sit two buried.
Yeah.
You make this roll buried, she's probably trying the run back, straight back. Gonna have to carve this one though. I don't know if she's getting to the inside.
Yeah, it looks like a nose.
play the double, you might roll behind the corner. There's
Corner,
probably a shot direct at shot rock, too. That berm, I still think they're throwing a fair amount of weight at this.
Yeah.
It'd be tempting to throw it quieter, just because you don't really have to kill the yellows. It's more important to control the roll here.
Yeah, because she could have even, if she wanted, played down shot rock and tried to roll, under the other side.
Yeah. But you don't want to jam it and roll out.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, she got it out of the 4-foot area, so it doesn't really hurt her, but that was your chance to set up too. You had to keep the shooter, though.
Yeah.
Corners on both sides, though. You got to dead bury this, and that's hard. You've seen so much late swing here. You could very easily over curl this at the end if it just doesn't stop and leave her the roll behind the corner guard. It's tough when there's this much late finish to stop a rock just dead behind a guard. Slides a foot deeper than you think it was going to, and it's out in the open on the other side.
Yeah. I mean, given that you can get to anything, would you ever contemplate, trying to take away that around the corner guard where on the side that, you have that rock in the back 12, force them to come around the center guard, play in there, or try and force them.
Yeah, I know what you mean. My answer to it is no.
No.
I think you have to play this and let her play the freeze. They got a little deeper than they would have liked. Perfect line. You'd like that at least a rock's width higher. Line certainly looked tighter out of her hand. They are playing enough weight to try to move it, but you want to stay in behind cover too. Real tight by the front one. Good job on the brush to keep that on the nose.
Yeah.
And does move it just fully behind the tee line. It is still the yellow shot rock. This goes back to that, what you were just talking about with how much curling you can get to everything. She's essentially trying to guard the stone in the top 8-foot or the top 4-foot, but the only way to do that, you pretty much have to be in the 8-foot yourself.
That's right.
If you're any higher than that, she can get around it and tap it. Taylor Reese Hansen with her first here in the 8th. She's got a 1-point lead, does not have last rock here. And this is tight early and looking like a lot lighter than 8-foot.
Yeah, she'd almost no chance. I was going to say she'd be better off to kind of bump it.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking, like a little split on the guard, not very far, but to make it a wider path on both turns.
Yeah, we haven't used the word precision a lot today. Or precise.
I'm not sure what Kayla Skrlik was even looking at on the guard. She's
Yeah,
back looking at the other side. You play the double peel and you're forced to one.
Yeah.
She just picks it out. So.
And they can still get to get the nose of that, for God's sakes.
Yeah, the question in my mind here is, are you trying to throw this hard enough to move the yellow and sit 2, or do you just want to tap to frozen for now and try to leave yourself 2 angles? Like if you get this, tap it to about a half a rock freeze on the other side, your shooter should be available to run in, and the frozen rock should be available to run in. You do have to be shot rock after this one.
Yes.
I'm not sold that you have to be sitting 2, but with that ice, I think she's trying to move the yellow out of the forefoot.
I think she is too.
It's a good shot if you make it. It's just a little tougher. Certainly makeable on this ice.
Her sister jumped on this.
Once it's by, you might see them try to carve it. It's not
No,
by.
it's really curling, yeah. But, I mean, you look at that yellow-red into the rings.
Yeah, the angle's certainly there. You're going to have to overlap something.
Yeah.
Well, that's not guarding anything over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is tough. Where do you put this?
It is. I mean, you kind of look and you go, you just throw a guard.
Well, I almost think you need. They haven't looked at it, but higher. Like if you're just touching the center line 4 feet in front of the house, you've taken away the double run back.
Yeah.
The problem with coming in, and I mean, on this ice, I get what they're looking at. You come in, you'd hate to leave yellow onto yellow, and the both yellows fly, because that red at the back did stay for second or for third shot. It could end up being the second point. If you throw the wide guard here, she does have the double run. Now, granted, it's a double run that still has to be made.
Okay.
And there's some distance between those rocks. As much as it looks like they're pretty well lined up, when there's that much distance between everything, you don't have much room for error. This is getting tight early. If you could rub one of those longer guards, you could change the angle and do everything. Rub it.
Rub it, yeah.
Well, that might have done enough to take the double run away. And I don't know if you can still throw enough weight to tap to move it for 2.
Yeah. I mean, that's going to be iffy, I would think.
They're going to look at all the options for sure. If there's a chance to score 2, you have to play it, because you certainly don't want to play an extra end with last rock against you. But the question is there really a chance to score 2? It looks to me like the 2 shots they're looking at, can we drive the yellow onto the red and hit the red thick enough to make contact in the house? And I'm not sure they can now with that overlap. And it looks like they're looking at it's the same shot still there with enough weight to move it for 2. Certainly it's there to score 1. I don't think they're content with 1 here if they don't have to be.
I mean, I think it's really close to be able to make it.
Well, I'm not sold, because you keep in mind your shooter's not going to really roll. You've got to hit this close to the nose, so you're just touching the top of the forefoot. You got to move 2 rocks, and that second one has to leave the forefoot. So she's got to have backline weight anyway out of her hand. And that rock is a third of a rock overburied. She needs to get 3/4 probably. She must not think the other shot's there at all. I don't think this one's there. The angle in at least is possible. It's really tough. But what I will grant you with this one is this shot is at least physically possible. They're going to call the timeout and see what Shannon has to say. I mean, as much as you'd love to get a chance to score 2 here, I think the other thing you have to think about is if there's absolutely no shot for 2, you know, we score our 1 and we've got the extra. I know you don't want to be without last rock playing an extra, but
right,
if you're throwing at something that's not even there, the problem with the angle in on the red is you could make it and there's still a chance it clips the red on the side. The angle on the yellow, same issue. You could run it into the yellow on the button and it could still catch that red that you need for the second counter if you're playing the angle in. The yellow red at the top, to me, it looks like they're far enough apart that you're not going to get any drag and you're not going to hit. It doesn't matter on a 2-dimensional screen how far I lean over. I can't really see what the angle's like.
Sit up,
I'm leaning away over, but I can't. It's a 2D screen. I can't see whether or not it doesn't look like she can.
Yeah,
I don't think she can bring it straight enough back.
No. I mean, I think you're playing the corner guard in, really. I mean, that to me seems to be the...
It certainly at least looks like it's possible.
Yes.
I mean, it's not an easy shot. You got to just get by your own at the top of the 4-foot. So you need to hit that stone on the button as thick as you can to either get it by the one at the back 8 or hold the raised stone. You don't have to throw this hard. You just have to hit it right.
That's right.
That's the only thing I really didn't see them talk about. And I'm sure they did, but I didn't see them talk about the weight. She's going to throw this with some up weight.
Well, she's got that rock too, you know, that's third shot, I think.
Yeah, it's tough to... She could be very close to making a perfect shot, and she could pick that one out with the yellow on the way by.
They don't like it.
Gonna hit it on the nose.
Yeah.
So it will be a steal of 1. Taylor Reese Hansen picks up the victory here over Kayla Skrlik this morning. That moves both of these teams to 2-1 with one game left for each in the round robin later on today, and both looking for a chance to move into the playoffs tomorrow morning. It's been an exciting game, exciting morning for us here on the Curling Stadium Network. A lot of action still to come all weekend long, right here from the Saville Shootout. On behalf of myself, Sean Joyce, my partner this morning, Terry Corbin, thanks for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you all weekend long and all season long on the Curling Stadium Network.
Live curling rocks. And this November, the best in the world are coming to Tahoe. Get your seats now at gsoctickets.com. But hurry, early bird pricing ends soon.